darlings. Bunny Galore here, the queen of the cult movies. We are back after 1 week off of good behaviour. I am here with my most adorable, most beloved, most naughtiest co-host. It's the one and only Beast Custard Guts himself.
It's Custard Guts 2006. And Miss Pelvic Flawless 1998.
Oh, I'm getting you a sash. It's the amount of people that ask me about that.
Have they?
Yes. Yeah, at parties, at random things.
Just like, how are the beast's insides?
Yeah, did he really shot a bottle of poppers? Is
Yes.
the first question people ask me.
Yes, he did.
Yes,
he did. It's
yes.
factual.
Yes.
It's gross. It's disgusting, but it's true. I am gross and I am disgusting. And I did shot poppers.
Yeah, I think it's because we had talked about it before, but because it was in the trailer for, it just goes to show people just watch the trailers. They don't listen to the podcast.
It's like going to the cinema, just watch the trailer and then you know the full episode.
It's true with some films. I always think that with the what are the, not the Hereditary, the Conjuring universe.
Oh, yeah.
So I've not seen a lot of those films. I felt like I'd seen the trailer. I'd seen the entire film.
Yeah.
And it's kind of true.
And watching comedy films as well, they just put all the funny bits in the trailers and that's it. That's 30 seconds and there's now 2 hours of dead weight.
Yeah, and almost they show the resolution almost.
Yeah.
They just don't show the final scene, I think. And it's like, well, what?
Is that the Cliff's Notes version?
Yes, it really is. It really puts me off. I think there's, but then again, what do you show to show off a movie? What do you show to show off us? Those shorts.
Bits.
Those shorts. That's what you do.
You show off your assets. Emphasis on the ass part.
Well, I was going, you look very tanned. I was saying that as we came into the podcast record because it's still summer apparently, and we're in October.
Yeah, we have. I was about to say we have Folsom. We don't have Folsom. We have full summer.
Folsom, yeah.
We have full
I'd
summer
forgotten
again.
what that was when you talked about it the other day. I'm going, that sounds familiar, but I can't remember exactly what it is.
But at least you knew what it was. I didn't know what it was. I googled it and was horrified.
Yeah, I didn't know about it till there's a certain little scandal about one of the Drag Race season 12 girls, I think it was, or 13 girls.
Rhymes with
Yeah,
Cockham Shockera.
and it did.
And it did.
And no shame.
Well, we saw that Cockham and it was a Shockera.
Oh, mate, if you Googled hard enough, you saw everything. You know.
Emphasis on hard.
Yes. Well, I mean, and Mazel tov, you know. Well done. Look amazing.
Gesundheit.
I'd never heard of it either. So but we didn't explain on the show what it was. So it's like a festival, but a very naked, kinky, in the streets kind of festival, I guess.
It seems like a very sex positive and a fetish festival because it seems very leather biker daddy. It seems to be the main demographic from what I saw. I could be wrong.
Same.
But then I think a lot of people do go. I've had some friends that have gone, but they go fully clothed and just to take in the atmosphere. Not to take in anything else.
Well, that's the thing. It's very, but I can't figure out where it is. I can't remember if it's in the US or in
They
Europe.
do it all over. So
there's more than one. That's why it's confusing.
They do New York one. I think the one that was when the wonderful Ruben K was here. Shout out to Ruben K.
Yeah.
Probably hasn't listened to his episode and won't listen to this one. But
why would do?
Why would
Far
do?
too busy and glamorous.
Yes. Far too employed, booked and busy.
Yeah.
The one we spoke about on that episode, it was in San Francisco.
It does seem like a San Francisco thing.
Of course, it's San Francisco.
Have you ever been?
No, I've never been.
I went quite a few, about 20 years ago now, but I went to Vegas, San Francisco, LA, and I had a completely different opinion on each of those places. I thought Vegas was going to be I think we all think it's going to be Soho in the 60s.
Yeah.
I think LA is going to be like the 1940s LA. And I thought San Francisco, I think I had the 1970s TV shows of that sort of grimy and dirty. It was completely wrong. Vegas is like Disneyland. LA is vile. Absolutely right down the vile.
LA's dirty and full of weirdos.
Just
people who use straighteners on their hair, not heated rollers. Straighteners what weirdos use on their hair.
Where does that come from?
This is very expensive hair. It's just frazzled.
Oh,
It's fucking frazzled.
Oh, I could have slapped her when she did that.
It's iconic though.
It was. Oh, I have a love-hate relationship with her.
Oh no, I love her character, but I think she's probably a horrible human being. I've never met her, but I imagine she's.
I've only met her once at Tully's Farm press launch.
Was she vile?
No, she was actually very sweet. But I was literally. I think she did a double. I think she thought I was dressed as her.
She was thought. Oh my God, it's a funhouse mirror.
Yeah.
What's going on? I'm super skinny.
It was that exact process Gemma Collins we're talking about here. But she was very sweet that night.
Yeah.
I give her a due. But my favourite story from that Tully's Farm thing is that she'd gone through and that we were in like the press room, and this PR guy, I guess, with these two blonde Twinkie male singers from the X Factor.
So you were literally gushing. You were a soaking wet lady. You saw two blonde twinks and were like, Niagara Falls.
I was open for the next suggestion they came up with.
You were open for business.
He came up,
both holes.
The PR guy came up to me and went, "Oh, do you mind having a photograph with them, Gemma?" I was like, yes,
it's funny. You silly cunt.
Will. Yes, of course I will. I was howling.
And you were getting the baby oil out of your purse.
I was like, I can't wait for them to try and tag me or figure that out later on. I was like, yes, I will have a photograph with you. People ask me for photographs all the time, but like not as Gemma Collins.
No.
But also, that's fine by me. That's fine with me.
Anything to hang off a beautiful blonde twink.
Exactly.
Take what you can get when it's there.
All right, I'm not that desperate. I don't have to. Apparently, impersonating celebrities is the way forward.
Yes. She could be your Snatch Game. No, we don't need more Gemma Collins on Snatch Game.
I wouldn't do that.
There's too many. No. There's too many.
Yeah. So there we go, Gemma Collins.
Yeah, we were talking about San Francisco.
San Francisco, yeah.
So if I was ever going to go to San Francisco, obviously it's known for its massive gay community, which is beautiful, and that's where everyone kind of flocked to and found their community, which is beautiful. For me, I would go and do a little stake out of all my favorite shows and films. So I would go to I'd go to the Halliwell House from Charmed.
Oh, yeah, is that there?
Yeah,
that actually physically there.
I'd assume so. It's filmed in San Francisco.
It looks like it's filmed.
It looks like it's filmed in San Francisco. I'd go to Mrs. Doubtfire's house.
Oh, gosh, yes.
And I'd go to all the sites in Princess Diaries.
Oh.
Which is a really chaotic film if you think about it. Have you seen it?
I have.
So
I don't know if I know the locations that well, though.
Oh, no. I'm just thinking the film plot line is a bit obscure.
Sorry. I thought you meant, when they go from like if it was in London, it'd be like go from Leicester Square straight to Tower Bridge in one, panning shot.
No, I'm thinking more like the plot of it being like this is literally Genovian royalty, and she goes to a state school. Her mum pretends she's not royalty, but she's been shacked up with a prince of a faraway country. Doesn't tell her who she is. No. Grandma comes, tells her you're this, and she's like, "Oh, I just want to go to school." It's weird. It would never happen.
It's not logical, no, but it is a Disney kind of family movie, isn't it? So
and it's entertaining as well.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's great. I love it. I came to it like 10 years after they came out. I watched them. And I was like, these are lovely. What a wonderful, fun, feel-good movie. I think I love those. But I am quite partial to not occasionally a Christmas movie, but I do like a Hallmark TV movie.
Oh.
I quite like those sometimes. I've just finally watched, it took me, I'm not joking, 4 attempts to get through, is it Red, White and Blue, whatever it's called?
Oh yeah, I watched it once. Yeah, I watched it once.
It literally kept on stopping.
That film is so unrealistic. It's so unrealistic because if you look at the bird's eye shot of them in bed together, if you look to the left, you see condoms. That's unrealistic. Someone didn't do their research.
I wondered where you were going with that. I thought you could see the film crew and the cameras and everything.
No, you see protection and no prep. No.
Oh my God, that's harsh. Yeah, that's really harsh. Yeah. I think Uma Thurman, doesn't she say at one point, "Are you using protection?" So I think that's probably a way of to make it more acceptable to the mainstream, so you don't have any comeback of gays are dirty, they don't use protection.
Wow, God.
Yeah, exactly.
Gays are dirty.
Exactly that.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Given half the chance.
Literally.
But it took me quite a few goes to go for it because it was that talking of a rambling plot that just seems to wander around. But on the other hand, I quite like that sometimes when the TV movie they obviously made it completely out of order when they put it together it still doesn't make any sense.
The picture doesn't actually create
Really,
a bowl of fruit.
Which is what with all those Hallmark movies, they've kind of shot it out of sequence, like you would, because you shoot by location rather than sequentially.
Yeah.
And but I love that when it kind of goes, hold on a minute, this doesn't make any sense. You've just wrapped it up in about 3 sentences, and I kind of
oh wait, that was filmed last.
that
was filmed
was
right
filmed
in the first.
first, yeah, they
and it's like you have
haven't
the most time, so you wasted a bit more time on those scenes, and it's like, oh wait, you didn't need to give as much power to those.
Yeah, exactly, all of that. But apart from that, I think it's I love the fact it's been such a hugely successful film, mainly because heterosexuals are surprised that gay men can have sex missionary. That's the biggest takeaway from it. That was like, what the hell? That he's on his back and...
What do they think we did?
Doggy.
Just that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because you have things like Brokeback Mountain and porn and stuff like that.
Yeah, but Brokeback Mountain, again, it's not a realistic thing, because if they were going to really show the real harsh reality, them having sex in a tent on the upside of the mountain when they haven't washed in about 2 weeks, that's not going to be cute. That's going to be pretty. I think the term is disco bussy.
God.
Disco dick.
How was your weekend, by the way?
I wasn't at a disco.
You were just at home. Yeah, no, exactly. I agree.
That doesn't... Yeah, where's the reality of that?
But that's where I think a lot of people's perception of gay sex come from. If you're talking seriously, and we're not talking about the straight guys that sort of look up gay porn, but generally people would as far as gay sex in a big, broad media movies, that's probably the one people think of. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Actually. That, and then there's Milk as well, which was really famous. I never watched it.
I've never seen it either.
But that's apparently quite a travesty. He died. Was he murdered?
He was murdered, yeah.
Yeah.
He was murdered. I know who the actual guy is. I just never seen the film. I think because Sean Penn's not the most... let me rush to watch a Sean Penn movie. That's always kind of put me off. So.
Is he a pretty white man with blue eyes? Very blue eyes.
Sean Penn?
Yeah.
It's Madonna's ex-husband. You mean you haven't seen Shanghai Surprise? One of the worst films of all time. Madonna and Sean Penn. Shanghai Surprise I suppose now I know a lot more about cinema. It's probably supposed to be like a 1940s, movie set in Shanghai.
Oh, okay.
And it's like the not Milena Dietrich and Lauren Bacall type of movies of the 40s. But I didn't really know those films very well back then, and also it's terrible. But yes, it was very, very infamous, very, very infamous movie and very infamous marriage.
Would it make a good musical?
No.
Would it?
No.
Princess Diaries, I think, would make a brilliant musical.
Well, there's a couple of ones that have just been announced, which yes, it would do. I think Mace have not done that yet, but I suppose what music would you have? You'd have to have that would have been an American one where they actually write a new score.
Yes, I think it would be.
Not a jukebox.
Yeah, I don't think it would work as a jukebox. I think it would work as an original piece of writing, but I think you could have lots of really cool dance sequences, really extravagant sets, especially when you get to the Queen's home, and then the school, and then the difference between her public life and then her private life, and I think you could have a really good plot line. Any writers out there?
Any writers? Yes,
Owen, James, Taylor?
Yeah, exactly. There's a few musicals that have been announced lately where I go like, what the hell is this? But also like, it's genius, I can't wait. I Should Be So Lucky, I think is a good example.
Oh my God, yes.
I can't wait for that. Because that's my teenage years music.
Yeah.
I don't know how you'd sing that live on stage because it's very overproduced music.
Yeah.
It doesn't lend itself naturally to being sung live with a band. It's like, good luck with that.
Sorry, Kylie.
Yeah. Well, it's all Stockacre and Waterman stuff, isn't it?
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's not Kylie. It's which is Kylie.
It just has a few Kylie songs in it.
Yeah, it does. But Stockacre and Waterman is my teenage years, so I love that. But that's why I still love city pop trash, music, because I come from that era. But how you do that live, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sing Mel and Kim, respectable. Mid, like a Mamma Mia scene going, well, I always thought this family would be take, like launch into like respectable.
Just
good luck with
I
that.
think the lift off into it just be like, I just always had a vision for my life. And what do you mean? It's like, I just thought I should, I should be so lucky. Lucky.
Yeah, people popping up through the window.
I should be so lucky in love.
Yeah, I've seen
And be a ballad, and then it'll go, and 5, 6, 7, 8, boom.
I do love it when Kylie sings it slow, though. You know, when
Yeah.
she was doing that era when she was kind of singing.
Balladizing.
Yeah,
everything.
balladizing it. It was really.
That's not a word, but I'm saying it is now.
I can't even begin to sing it at the moment because we were talking about earlier before the podcast. I seem to have managed to get a bad throat, which was super fun.
How'd you get that bad throat?
I don't know.
How was your weekend?
Well, I was in York. I had to go to York to go for a brunch for Miss Velma Chelly while she was off being very glamorous and international. And I've thought, oh yeah, sure, I'll be fine. But I was feeling really rough. However, it was a great gig, and it was. I haven't done a brunch in a while actually, and it was really fun. But it was the most gorgeous, glamorous. I guess probably some sort of meeting townhouse thing. Which now it's a restaurant, but it's like and the space. And why it was so glamorous? Staircase was designed by the guy that did the Titanic one.
Oh wow!
It must be early 1900s. I don't know what the building was originally, but it's called Impossible now. The bar's called Impossible.
Impossible.
Exactly. And but it was great. I was a bit like, drag brunch in York, you know. One, I've forgotten how beautiful York is. Every time I go there, I go like, I love this city so much. I completely understand why Velma's moved there because it is hometown originally. They come from there, but I go, I could so live here. I love it.
It's beautiful. I've only been to York once.
Do you think it's one of those places? I mean, it's been years since, you know, gaps in between me going.
Yeah.
But I have been over the years, quite a few times. Do you think it's one of those places where would you want to actually live there, or is it just nice to visit?
I think York's a nice place to visit. I wouldn't want to live there. I don't think there'd be enough going on for me.
Yeah, exactly.
But the first time and last time I went with my first ever boyfriend.
Did you?
I went for a weekend. I was like 19. And I told my best friends this story. It was the first time I tried to, how do I put this delicately?
When have you ever been delicate?
Never actually. Never. I'm a massive beast.
Yeah, Hulk smash.
Yeah, literally. It was the night. One of the days was one of the first times I tried to take things
to the next
level. Take it to the max.
Are you having right? Okay, so you were attempting to have full penetrative sex. Is that what you're saying?
As a bottom, yeah.
As a bottom.
First time ever.
Today or
today? And no, I was not prepared in the slightest for how much that was going to hurt.
No, and you need. Shotting a glass of poppers obviously would be
what's needed.
What needed apparently.
But I literally then the next day was actually hobbling around York in so much pain and so much agony. I'm kind of hobbling around this week as well, but that's from my leg day on Monday. But I'm kind of hobbling around like Carrie when she broke her hip and I'm just like that. I needed help. I needed a Zimmer frame. I needed you at that point.
Exactly. I can always lend you some equipment, darling.
So yeah. So I've not been back to York because it was traumatizing.
I love that's your story. I was about to go. Oh yeah, I went when I was 15. My parents took me to the
chocolate museum,
the train museum. You were playing a different train game. You were the tunnel.
Oh no!
Oh, you know.
Well, I tried to be a tunnel, but it wasn't.
No, it's yeah. It is. I probably around the same age. I did the same thing.
Also, when you're 19 and you don't know,
no idea.
It's like, how are you supposed to learn?
Yeah, I still don't understand it. I still don't. Very rarely I do.
I'm 41 and I don't know what it means.
Yeah. Oh, you know what it means.
So, how often do you colour?
Oh, I like to colour outside the lines all the time.
I would use every crayon in my bar.
I love that sentence. I think we should do an episode. In fact, let's do that next week. Let's do a Sex and the City episode.
Let's do that.
Because you're getting towards the end of, more or less, or you're nearly at the end?
I'm at the end.
Oh, there we go. Perfect timing.
So next week is going to be the Sex and the City review.
Yay! Very exciting.
So we can do that. That's exciting. But yes, any other movies that you think would make good musicals?
Would make good musicals. I always thought Beaches would, but I think they've done the workshop for that because I'm sure Harriet Thorpe did the workshop for that. And, but I'm now a bit hazy. Did I, fever dream around the pandemic? Did I dream that, or did she actually do that? I think she did. I'm sure she was in the workshop for that.
Harriet, can you clarify?
Yeah. She must. I think she's playing the bet mother as a child's mother.
Okay.
So I'm sure that's what was happening there. Yeah. Some I wish were a dream, and it didn't actually happen.
They're workshopping. They're doing Death Becomes Her as well now.
Yes, they are, aren't they? They are doing different. Yeah, that was I thought that was a dream.
So I think they did a workshop with Nicole Scherzinger. But I think she's not doing the out of town tryout. Megan Hilty, who was in Wicked and in Smash, is probably the Meryl Streep role, and I can't remember who the other one is.
I can't remember either. Megan, I was always team Megan on Smash.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Oh,
maybe because the other girl was a reality TV girl. I was like, get off now. You're not legitimate.
The thing is,
she's got a great voice though.
Catherine McPhee can sing.
Yeah, she can.
She can sing, Mama, but I don't think she can act very well.
Did you see her in Waitress?
Yes, and
did you recognise her?
Yes.
I didn't until the end.
So I was working at a gym in Kensington, and she came up to the front desk as someone's guest, and it's like, oh, look. I looked at her. It's like, okay, just check your IDs. We need to check IDs, and it was like, Catherine McPhee. I was like, in my head, I was like, it looks like Catherine McPhee. And I handed back her ID. I was like, go on through, and she turned to my colleague like, it's Karen Cartwright. And she was stood right behind me still.
She's like,
but
I'm sure she has a lot of gentlemen that
probably
engage
a lot of gay men that are like, oh my god, Karen Cartwright.
I did not recognize. I mean, she's obviously wigged in Waitress as well. But I hadn't got a program when I arrived with her into the first preview. Sat there, hated the show with a passion, but everybody else around us loved it. And I've never felt, apart from Lord of the Rings opening night, where I sat there going, this is terrible, and everybody else around loving it. But it's because it's a lot of friends and family, but just not getting it at all.
So I enjoy the soundtrack
of Waitress.
Yes, I liked only the main girl songs.
Yes, there are some lovely songs in there. I think the trouble is with it, and perhaps because I didn't. Is it based on a film? Isn't it?
Yes.
So there's a 1970s and then 70s film, 80s sitcom called Alice, and the film's called Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore.
Okay.
And it's exactly the same plot, exactly the same characters, and so I felt like Waitress was a very poor rip-off of Alice.
Okay.
And I still love that sitcom. It was before Neighbours used to be shown at like 5 o'clock every day on BBC One. On Channel 4 and BBC 2, they'd also have regular programming at that time because it was kind of when kids' TV stopped. And Alice was one of the sitcoms they showed at that time. So a generation, everybody knows that show. Not before or after. It's probably not even that well known in America anymore, but it's a great fun little show. Literally, the main character, I think she has a slightly older child. This sort of sassy friend, sort of blonde kind of, I think his catchphrase was "Kiss my grits." She's Southern Belle, that got so popular, got her own show, and someone else came to replace her, a blonde younger girl, and then a very dorky, geeky friend.
Yeah.
And Mel's diner, and there was Mel who was running the diner. So it's kind of basically the same thing. So that's why I didn't like it. I think it was just that, unfortunately, it was just like, I've seen this before and I've seen it done better.
I see, I've not seen that. And I did.
Funny, isn't it, when you get put off by, and it completely clouds your judgment.
A friend of mine was in it at the time, and the night I came to watch, because Waitress does a lot of almost contemporary contemporary handography with a pie in your hand.
Yes.
So they run up and they go whoosh, whoosh, whoosh of the pie. And my friend dropped the pie when I saw it. A few memorable moments were the pineapple upside down cake, where they're going through their affair, and she's like, and I brought you this cake. And she goes, pineapple upside down cake, and she does the box splits, and the doctor puts his head right in between a fudge and eats her out.
I don't remember that.
It was very memorable for me.
Right, I don't remember that at all.
But actually, there was a really interesting line that really stuck with me, because I went and saw it with an ex-boyfriend, and this line really stuck out to me because the whole premise was Jenna is with a guy that's not right for her, and she's not in love with him, she's not happy with him.
And that's really well
and
done.
he's abusive, and there's a lot to it. Obviously, I was never in an abusive relationship, but I think there's I think it's either between her friend Jenna and her friend, or Jenna and Dr. I was going to say Potiphar. That's Joseph. The doctor.
Same theatre.
Same theatre. And they go,
Made.
asked Jenna, like, are you happy? And Jenna replied going, I'm happy enough. And for me, watching that with that person and in that living situation I was in, I was like, yeah, I don't want to just be happy enough. I want to be happy, period. I was like, enough doesn't, I was like, this doesn't do it for me. I'm not, I was like, I deserve better.
Yes.
So Waitress was a kick up the arse to just think about where I am in life and where I wanted, what I wanted out of a partner and what I want out of life.
Isn't that weird? I think, you know what, I think a lot of people do find it relatable because of that situation. And I think you've just explained why it was so, I didn't find it at all relatable in any shape or form. And it just reminded me of a show I used to love, and it was like, it's like comparing Bill and Ted to Doctor Who. It's just like, you know, I actually quite like Bill and Ted, but it's like that one's a parody of the other, really. So that, but I think you've just keyed into why it's so successful, because it kind of talks about the underdog, someone that's trapped in a bad relationship, and you know how to get out of it, and how to sort of and that is lovely to see, and how to survive it. Yeah, it's very true. Probably that's why it wasn't relatable at that time to me.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I haven't been in that situation, and I, much as I judge other, not judge, that's the wrong word. Much as I kind of am quite, you know, I like to shake friends that are in that situation to, like, you know, come on, you've got to get out of this. I've been stuck in one of those before. You know, you kind of,
and I think the interesting thing is, her friends are probably doing what you do and going, you need to get out of this.
Yeah,
and she's like, it's my relationship, it's my choice.
Yeah. So, people can't hear.
And it's also like, I hear you, but I need to do what's best for me and make it best for me. Well, for her, it was...
How did you get out of the situation?
We'll find out you were being cheated on the day before Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Right, hold on a minute. I found out you were being cheated on the day before Valentine's Day, which I hate Valentine's Day anyway, but that's going to put is that put
yeah. So I don't know why it's going all high and squeaky, because really I'm fine. I'm joking. I am joking. It's all water under the bridge now.
Oh, totally now, but like thank God you can talk about it. But and also, do you hate Valentine's Day completely now, or are you not that?
Well, it doesn't bother me. Again, I don't think there should be one day where you celebrate love for somebody. I think you should show your love for somebody on every day.
Exactly.
Similar like yesterday, for those that listen, this goes out on Thursday, but this Monday was World Mental Health Day, and I did a nice little speech on Instagram about it.
It's very good.
Thank you.
I love that. I didn't realise that was inspiration. Sorry, just you've got a photograph in the video. You've got a photograph of you in full makeup from. That wasn't James, was it? No,
it wasn't Betty Toretti. It was my friend Chris, who was also on Glow Up.
Oh, that's why I'm thinking.
And he did the Kintsugi-inspired makeup where when pottery breaks, they rebuild it all in gold. And it's basically to show the missteps of life and how actually our flaws and our hardship can actually build us back together and make it a stronger, more resilient, and also more beautiful.
Yeah, I loved it.
Finding beauty out of trauma.
And your final line, I don't know if that was intentional gag.
I love your golden crack.
Yeah, I love you. She was like, I can't tell if you for what acting. Well done.
Oh my God!
I was like, I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be I thought no, I'm pretty sure that's a scripted line, but it was a great button to the something which is quite serious.
Yes, but it's also a reminder being like, World Mental Health Day. Yes, is very important to recognise, but also, it shouldn't just be recognised on one day. We should be talking about our mental health every single day.
And I think people do now. I think it's a lot more out there. But it's ever since we've talked about this before. When there was someone that passed away. That was he did a lot of TV. Then he did a West End show, and I forgot the boys. I didn't know him personally, and he obviously committed suicide.
Oh gosh!
And ever since then, I think in the far as the theatre world goes, people talk about it so much more now.
It's brilliant. It's so brilliant.
Which is, and it's not that was an awful thing to happen to come out of that situation, but people literally started talking about it, especially about men.
Yeah.
A lot more, because I think it was such a shock to everybody.
I think it's fantastic.
Loserville, that was the show.
Oh my God.
That Loser, it was the musical at the Garrick, Loserville.
That's a lot. Oh yes, Little Chris. Little Chris.
That's it, sorry.
Because he was on the School of Rock TV show with Gene Simmons. Yes, back in the day.
Yes, that's it.
That's a blast from the past, isn't it?
But it's probably 10 years ago now, isn't it?
Yeah.
If not more, but
I think more. I think it's probably more like
2012, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It's post 2011.
Oh, the Garrick version. I'm thinking of the West Yorkshire
Okay,
Playhouse
yeah,
version.
Yeah. Only because of who I knew on the show.
Yeah.
I think I was doing the wigs for it. I was the wig supervisor for it, which shows how much wigs that, just a ponytail. There you go.
Literally, ponytail.
In a bag, carry a bag. Here we
Go, go, go.
It's kind of, I think I was the wig supervisor.
Oh, and on that note, as we bring this episode to a close, before we get into the deep dark of our depression and trauma, if you're going to be an episode, if you're going to be an object in the Beast Castle today, what would you be and why?
Oh my goodness, I will be a train set.
Thomas, no.
And I'm normally the train. 2023, I might be a tunnel one day.
Well, it seems like you're the track nowadays.
yeah. I'm more like the heroin tied to the track. I think.
And I think I'm going to be a pineapple upside down cake. Because cake, I love to kick.
It's so weird. You always say we never really eat a lot, and you say, "Oh, beast smash! I must eat loads of them."
Yeah.
And actually, you've always been really good. I'm waiting for the day that it's just like this full-on cartoon. Inhale.
You ask Rand next time you see him about a breakfast we had on our week away, because it was someone else's, a mountain of food. But that's something for another time.
Yes, exactly.
So thank you, listeners, for joining in to another episode of Bunny and the Beast. Tune in next week for our special Sex and the City themed episode. So let us know which Sex and the City gal you are. If you are one of them, let us know Carrie's favourite boyfriend, all her favourite boyfriends.
Yes.
Apart from Trey, because Trey is trash. So anything you want to write in, message us on Instagram, bunnythebeast69 or bunnythebeast69@gmail.com. And we shall see you all next time.